Hello there, Year 6. Welcome back. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a good old week's holiday. Oh, I'm just going to bring this mic a bit closer. Hope you can hear that. Oh, it's a blustery old day today. I feel like the roof's going to blow off my hut. Hope things are okay with you. We had the news that school is hopefully going to come back in a couple of weeks. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to be coming back to see you guys again. Not sure yet, but hopefully it won't be too long before I actually see you in the flesh, which would be wonderful. I hope you've been practicing your ukulele chords, because we shall do that at the end of the session this time. I thought we're going to swap everything round and let's do some proper singing for a change before we do some ukuleles. So, if you're sitting comfortably, you need to get your lips moving for this one because it's a bit of a tongue twister. It's quite famous. Lots of people have heard of this one before. We're going to start by saying it and then we're going to learn how to sing it. Do you know this one? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Can you say that? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Very good. Now the next bit goes like this. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. You try it. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. I told you, it's a mouthful. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, you try it. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, then the last bit is, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? I'll try that again. Where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? You'll go, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Bananas. I found that if you keep your p sounds quite small, but your vowel sounds quite big, it's easier to say. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Do you see? So really use your vowel sounds to help you enunciate the words. The p is just getting in the way. I believe a peck is like a little amount of something. A small amount, a peck of. So shall we just try that all the way through? It might help if I send you the words and then you'll be reading them instead of concentrating on what you're supposed to be doing. We'll see. Off we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Now, we're supposed to put that with a song. Good luck. Goes like this. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. I'll do it again. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. You try it. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Watch out for that bit. Peck of pickled pepper. Peck of pickled pepper. Let's do that again. Off we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. And then we've got a little upbeat note. Yes, goes like this. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. I'll do that again. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. Have a go. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. I'm going to do those two together and it's your go. My go first. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. You try it. Off we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. Okay, so far. Only two more to go. Now we're right up in our high voice. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. I'll do it again. That's quite hard. It goes all over the place. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. You try it. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. This is much easier, the last phrase. Well done if you did that one. All on one note and then go down the scale. Where's the pick of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? You try. Where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Phew. So from the beginning, it goes like this. What you can do is rewind and do this bit over and over again. Off I go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Okay, so that is the main tune of the whole thing. There's only one tiny little bit to learn at the end that goes, I don't know. Let's do it all again. You do it. I don't know. Let's do it all again. Okay, now, this is the first bit we're going to do this week. It's quite fast on this CD, so you might want to practice that a few times before you have a go. But I just thought if we do go back to school and we're not able to sing again because we're all in close quarters, let's just do some proper singing now. Let's have a go. Off we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Now, what happens then is it goes faster, but let's do it one more time that speed. Off we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? So next week, let's do it all again. We have to do it faster. I'm not going to do it today. Okay, so you can practice that yourselves, can't you? I'm sure. Fabulous. So we'll do that again next time and we'll get faster. Did you happen to notice what style of music the accompaniment to that song was? If you think you know what kind of style it was, keep that in your head because that is something we're going to do shortly. But I thought, excuse me, I haven't had enough tea. I'm probably going to cough. Why don't we do one more really good uplifting song to do with climate change? Yes, why not? This one's called What's It Worth? Planet Earth. And we are going to learn two sections to this. The first section is a kind of, it's like a spoken chanty type bit that just repeats over and over again. We know what a repeated pattern that goes over and over again is, don't we? An ostinato. Do you remember that from ages ago? An ostinato. All you have to do this is this 4 times. Reduce, reuse, recycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That happens 4 times and it gradually gets louder as you go along. What's that? The Italian word for gradually getting louder? Do we all know that? Crescendo. Yes, there's a crescendo right from the beginning of the song. Okay, then we crack straight on with the chorus. So this is basically all about recycling, how we can do our bit within our homes and our lifestyles to help save the planet. The one we did before about the polar bear had little bits about it, but this is much more specific about what things you can do to help save the planet. So the chorus goes like this. What's it worth? Planet Earth, tell me, what does it mean to you? What's it worth? Planet Earth, tell me, what are you prepared to do? So it's asking you the question, what are you going to do? I know lots of big businesses and other organisations should be doing their bit as well, but we can help, can't we? So, I go first, then it's you. I think it's a bit lower than that. That felt quite high. What's it worth? Let's try there. Off I go. What's it worth? Planet Earth. You'll go. What's it worth? Planet Earth. Good. Can you feel it's upbeat already? It's got a bit of a disco beat to it, this one. And then it goes. Tell me, what does it mean to you? I'll do that again. Tell me, what does it mean to you? You'll go. Tell me, what does it mean to you? Okay, we're going to do those two together. My go first. What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what does it mean to you? You'll go. What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what does it mean to you? Good job. Next bit, almost the same. What's it worth? Planet Earth. But then it goes a little bit higher up in the voice. Tell me, what are you prepared to do? Finish on your high note. Tell me, what are you prepared to do? Hold it for a bit. Off you go. Tell me, what are you prepared to do? Okay, so whole chorus goes like this. I go first, then it's you. Off I go. What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what does it mean to you? What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what are you prepared to do? You'll go. What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what does it mean to you? Same again. What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what are you prepared to do? Okay, so you've kind of learned about half of the song already. Great. Shall we try it with the music? Oh, hang on. Yes. Just realised I've got a different CD for a different book. So let's get the right number. I think it's 21. Yes, we can do this. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Remember 4 times. Getting louder each time. That's going to be quite loud for you. Are you ready?
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
A little bit louder. Crescendo.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
One last time. Bigger voice.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
We're going to sing What's It Worth? Here we go. What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what does it mean to you? What's it worth? Planet Earth. Tell me, what are you prepared to do? Okay, so that's easy enough, right? Good. Now, we have 2 verses to learn. I'm going to send you the words, obviously, but it would help if you knew what the tune is. So, last little bit we're going to do now, just learn the first verse. It's got one of those tunes that just sort of stays the same, just wiggles about a little bit. So it goes like this. It only takes a second to turn off the tap while you're brushing your pearly whites. It only takes a tick and a flick of the wrist to switch off unnecessary lights. Can you hear that sort of all the same? It's just going like this, tumbling over each other's notes. So my go first. It only takes a second to turn off the tap. You'll go. It only takes a second to turn off the tap. Good. This bit's easy. While you're brushing your pearly whites. While you're brushing your pearly whites. Good. Then it's almost the same, but a bit higher. It only takes a tick and a flick of the wrist. I'll do that again. It only takes a tick and a flick of the wrist. You'll go. It only takes a tick and a flick of the wrist. And then this is the same as the second line. To switch off unnecessary lights. To switch off unnecessary lights. You'll go. To switch off unnecessary lights. Okay, what you have to watch out for is the rests in between each phrase. Enough time for a breath, but don't hang about because it all moves along quite quickly. Okay, so we start off with it only, and you've got 2 beats before you come in. 1, 2, it only takes a second. Okay, ready? So 1, 2, it only takes a second to turn off the tap. While you're brushing your pearly whites, it only takes a tick and a flick of the wrist to switch off unnecessary lights. I'd say that's the hardest bit of the whole song. So we're doing brilliantly, we're nearly done. Last little section of the verse goes like this. This beautiful blue-green paradise should be the pride of the universe. So whoever you are, whatever you do, let's put the planet first. That's much easier to learn, I think. So, this beautiful blue-green paradise, you do it. This beautiful blue-green paradise, then we just go up the scale and back down again. Should be the pride of the universe. You'll go. Should be the pride of the universe. Let's do those 2 together. My go first. This beautiful blue-green paradise should be the pride of the universe. Your go. This beautiful blue-green paradise should be the pride of the universe. Good. And then you're sort of doing little statements here, each phrase. So whoever you are, whatever you do, you can do that. So whoever you are, whatever you do, and then you go back down the notes. Let's put the planet first. You do it. Let's put the planet first. Okay, so when you've got the words, it's going to be easier for you to do. Let's see if we can do that little section, and then we can do the chorus all over again.
It only takes a second to turn off the tap. While you're brushing your pearly whites, it only takes a tick and a flick of the wrist to switch off unnecessary lights.
This beautiful
blue-green paradise should be the pride of the universe. So whoever you are, whatever you do, let's put the planet first.
Back to what's it worth?
What's it worth? Planet Earth, tell me what does it mean to you? What's it worth? Planet Earth, tell me what are you prepared to do?
And then we get verse 2, which we can learn next week. But it's basically the same sort of idea as verse 1. So I hope you're going to enjoy that one. It's a bit chunkier than the No Home for a Polar Bear that we did last time. But it's got lots of energy. Positive song. Okay, time to get your ukuleles. We're going to learn almost a new chord today. I hope they're tuned up. G, C, E, A. Rewind and do that again if yours sounds dreadful. Okay, so when I saw you last, we were talking about 4-chord songs. And I hope you went and had a little look at some of the ukulelean suggestions that they've got for 4-chord songs. This one I thought we'd have a go at today uses C, we know, F, we know, A minor in the verse. Now, we've done G7, haven't we? G7. So that means it's a major chord, but it's got a 7th note of the scale on top instead of the 8th note. That's our G7. That triangle with the green dot, no, the red dot here, and your 2 green dots there. Now, some of you might have a ukulele with a blue dot on, and your blue dot might well be on your E string. Okay, so not your A string where the yellow dot is, the next string along, but on the same fret. So there, can you see that in the light? There. Okay, so that's the fret in front of those two green dots, but on the E string. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a G triangle, but it's not that one. What you have to do is put your first finger on that green dot, your second finger on the other green dot. So can you see that's the base of your triangle? So we've got first finger on C string, second finger on A string, yeah? And then this third finger makes the triangle on the E string, on that third fret. So it's still a triangle, but it's the opposite way round. Okay? And that is a G major chord. Not a G7, it's a G. So can you just get your fingers into that position and do me 4 strums? Here we go. Make sure your fingers are on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Making sure that you're using the tips of your fingers, your fingertips, not the flats. If you're using the flats, you're going to get lots of sounds you don't want. Fingertips. Okay, now what I want to see if you can do is to go from that chord, your G chord, and then what I want you to do, you can either use your 4th finger on your yellow dot, but that might be a bit of a squeeze. All you really need to do is just take your fingers off a little bit and slip your 3rd finger onto the C chord. You see, so your 3rd finger is just slipping over. So you'll do 4 G's, not G7s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip your 3rd finger over to C. 2, 3. And now see if you can go back. Uh-oh! Yes. 3, 4. And now you'll C again. Marvellous. Now that is the main pattern in this song that you need to watch out for. The song starts on your C chord and then it goes to the G chord and then it's going to go to F, back to C and then to your G and to your C. That's your basic pattern. C, G, F, C, G, C. But the first 2 bars have longer patterns. Okay, now, once you've got your G chord really nice and secure, what we now need to try and do is to do a different strumming pattern. Now I asked you at the beginning when we did our Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper song whether you recognise the style of the song. It was done in a reggae beat. A reggae beat. So reggae is a style of music from the Caribbean, Jamaica mainly, made really famous in the 70s by especially somebody called Bob Marley, and this is one of his songs. It's called One Love. It's quite famous, you might have heard of it. And the basic pattern of a reggae beat is that you miss out beat 1 and you miss out beat 3. So you're only strumming on beat 2 and beat 4. 1, 3, 1, 3. See? Now some people like to maybe tap their ukuleles on the 1 and the 3, but if you find that complicated, just do the strumming. So you could go and okay, so what I want you to do this week is to have a little practice just doing C with your reggae pattern 4 times, then your G, back to C. Can you feel how it goes? Are you trying to join in? Off we go. C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Well done. C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. Well done you. That's what I really want you to practice. If you feel brave enough, then try it from going C to G to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. G now. 2, 3. Now F. 2, 3, 4. Back to C. Try again. C. 2, 3, 4. G. 2, 3, 4. F. 2, 3, 4. C. 2, 3, 4. You've nearly got the pattern for the whole song there. All we would have to do is just to change a couple of chords in the second half of that pattern just to make it sound more interesting. I'm just going to quickly play you how the whole thing, well not the whole thing, the first bit will go, and you can see where the chords fit in. Ready? Off I go. So I'm C. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Do you know it? One love, one heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Say let's get together and feel alright. You get the idea? That's just the chorus. So if you could just do C, G, F, that would be brilliant, and we'll see if we can fit those extra little chords in next time. If you want to have a little go at what that looks like in the tab version, if you're feeling confident, I'll send a little link and you can have a go. So nice to see you. Good luck with your C and G and F chord patterns. It would be brilliant if you could have a little look at that. You might also want to try and make up your own 4 chord patterns. I did say to do that before, but have another little try, because you've got a new chord to add now, haven't you? Not just C, G7, you can add your G. And don't forget your A minor as well. So take care, see you next week. Bye.